Jeff's been killed, Tex.
It'd be a miracle if he weren't, man.
Won't these men who are fighting the railroad stop at anything?
Nothing short of a bullet, I reckon.
Hey! When you two get through talking it over, how about coming down here and giving somebody a hand?
Jeff, is that you?
Near as I can tell it is. Come on down and give me a hand.
Why, you old sidewinder.
I thought we'd never see you again.
I'm sorry to disappoint you. Well, Carter sure made a nice job of it, didn't he?
Sure like to meet up with that hombre.
Say, I hope Jim's got our men rounded up.
He ought to be hitting town just about now.
And we ought to be hitting camp just about now.
So come on, boys. Get right up here and get it, huh? The drinks are all out. Pour it out. That's it, boys. Pour it out. Drink it down. Yes, sir, man. Drink. Make it two. You'll sure do the town up brown. You heard me, son. Now, my idea of really something is a rare and tenth sound. So come on, step right up here and get it, boys, huh? The drinks are on the house.
Railroad men! All you railroad men, listen to me. This free celebration is just a trick to get you men out of camp, boy. While you're here enjoying yourself, the outfit that's trying to wreck our job stole the work train and all the supplies on it. Listen, men, listen. Come on back to camp with me before they wreck that too.
King, one of the railroad bosses is out here talking to the men.
These hombres won't war. We'll try to accommodate them. Take care of them, Raven. All right, railroad men, let's get out of here.
Mr. Carter. That's all right, Raven. This isn't the first time a bottle spoiled a man's aim.
All right, men, come on!
What happened to the train?
It was wrecked, Mr. Hartford, and all the equipment with it.
What are we going to do without a work train?
Let's go in the car and talk it over. Tex, give Brian a hand, will you?
Uh-huh.
He was on that train when it went over.
That's too bad.
What do you mean, boss?
Ramsey was a good man. Well, I'd hope to find out just how good.
You'll find out. Ramsey's still alive.
You sure of that?
I saw him riding away from the wreck with Houston and Hartford girl.
Which definitely proves one thing.
What?
That Ramsey's too smart for these fellas. Now, the only way to stop that railroad gang is to destroy their equipment. Now, we've made a good start, but they've got a lot more hidden away somewhere. So it's up to you fellas to locate it and get busy on it.
Everything all right, Tex?
Oh, sure. Outside the work train and $1 million worth of stuff gone to ruin.
Where's Jeff?
In Hartford's car.
You're right, Mr. Hartford. Those men on the train were whites, not Indians.
That free jamboree they staged was a trick to get our men away from camp.
Was King Carter there, Jim?
Yes, I saw him once, just before the fight started.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he's the man behind all these Indian attacks.
I don't believe it. You must remember that I saw 3 Indians try to kill him.
That doesn't disprove the fact that there are thousands of other Indians friendly to him, even in his pay.
Well, it certainly does to me.
Well, what are we going to do for a work train?
I'll tell you. We'll put old number 9 back into service. She's a fairly good engine. There's enough equipment cast away in various spots to last till another shipment arrives.
let's make up for lost time.
You keep those redskins off us, and we'll be through Hellgate past Tono.
That's the spirit.
Come on, boys. Hurry up with that equipment. Hurry up, boys.
Well, Jeff Ramsey's kept his word. He said he'd have old number 9 back in commission this morning. Smart man, I think.
That's what he thinks, too.
You wouldn't be sarcastic, would you? Fine job, boys. Well, it looks as though we can go right ahead. I want to talk to you about the blasting this side of Hellgate. Did you get the explosives?
Yes, sir. They're on a siding just above the bridge.
Fine. Now, I think I'd better send Claire back to the camp.
We'd better send somebody with her. It's not safer to ride around in this hostile country alone.
Casey, drive Miss Claire back to the construction camp.
Yes, Mr. Harkin.
Now, in order to avoid this 2% grade, I think we should cut over through here. Now, what do you think?
You've got them hog-tied, Carter. In spite of their having another work train, they're short-handed and too busy fighting Indians to make any real progress with the railroad.
Sooner or later, they'll bring in a company of troops from Fort Custer. Before that happens, I've got to strike a decisive blow at Hartford.
Snake Eye.
Other men.
Well, I found it, Carter. The powder.
Powder, eh? Where? How much?
Hartford has 2 boxcars of explosives hidden on siding and cut above railroad bridge.
Above the bridge?
Yeah, on top of steep grade.
Good. I told you, Raven, we'd have to strike a decisive blow. Well, Hartford has laid it right in my lap.
Yes? What are you going to do?
Blow up that railroad bridge and cut off all their chances of bringing up more equipment.
Oh. It's kind of a large order, isn't it, Carter?
Not at all. Trouble with you, Raven, you haven't any imagination. Now, this is how we'll do it. Snake Eye, you get Lone Feather and a dozen bucks. Take Maddox with you. He's been a railroad man. Disguise yourself and Maddox as Indians. Put an obstruction in the middle of the bridge. Understand?
Yeah.
Then set fire to the boxcars of explosives and start them down the grade. When they hit that blockade of yours, they'll blow that bridge to Kingdom Come.
Or Hellgate Pass, huh? Huh.
They'll probably blow themselves up with the bridge.
Well, just so they get the job done.
You're going to be short of tires in a few days, Jeff.
I know, Mr. Hartford. I located a stand of timber yesterday. Hey, Jim, take the Woods gang and ride over to Pine Ridge and blaze some tie timber. We'll send the cutters in tomorrow.
Good. I've been wanting to take a ride.
Well, make sure you come back with your scout.
That's Hartford's daughter. We take her.
She's no use to us. Besides, we got a job to do.
If Carter have her prisoner, he makes terms with father. Don't shoot Squaw. We take her.
Look. Indians.
Is she dead? Nah, just out. We put her on my horse, we take her.
We can't take her with us.
I know Cave. We take her. Get her home. Tell her to slip on. Yana paha tengo.
Well, where you been all morning?
Trying to pick up a line on who the white barman is that's inciting engine attacks.
What did you learn?
I think I located a shack where these renegades change their Dutch to engine gear. I'm going back.
You better go with them, Jeff. Bill Bryan and I'll carry on here till you get back.
Thanks, Mr. Harper. I'd like to investigate this.
Now that you got her here, what do you expect to do?
We take her to King Carter's hacienda. He paid good for this job.
I tell you, there's no time for that. We got to touch off those powder cars and blow the bridge.
All right. We leave Indians here to watch her. We pick her up on way back, huh? Elahale! Hiyo!
This is Hartford's rig.
Yeah. Casey was driving Miss Hartford to the camp.
Indians got 'em. 10 or more bucks in this party. Them Redskins is less than an hour ahead of us. We can catch 'em.
I know we can catch him, Tex, but I'm afraid it'll be too late to do any good.
Put them down there.
Tie them fast so powder cars stop here. Hot go.
Jim, look out! Indians hiding in the brush.
You hear that, Tex? It's Claire.
Jeff, are you all right?
Certainly I'm all right. You'd be all right, too, if you get over that fool notion that you can prowl around all by yourself in Indian country.
Oh, is that so? Well, you listen to me, Mr. Jefferson Ramsey.
Oh.
If it wasn't for that fool notion of mine, as you call it, I wouldn't know that Indians, led by disguised white men, are going to blow up the bridge.
What?
The same men who killed Casey and caught me are going to set fire to the powder cars and roll them down the grade.
Hello, Jim. How'd you get here?
Well, we heard shooting on the way back from Market Timber. What's going on here?
Plenty. I'll tell you about it later. Rooney, give Miss Claire your horse and mount one of those Indian broncs and ride into camp and send every armed man that you could possibly find to the bridge at once. You're going back to camp with Rooney.
Jeff, I don't want to go.
Come on, man.
You ready, miss?
You got your orders from Mr. Ramsey. Now go back to camp and send all the men to Red River Bridge. Well, if you wait any longer, it'll be too late.
Hey! You can't!
Women.
Darn him!
All right, Maddox. Now for the Potter cars. You know, honey. Right, come here.
Fight those Red Devils off, Tex. I gotta get aboard and stop those cars before they hit the bridge.